Good evening, everybody. Thank you for joining us, and welcome to Game Night in the Region on the Region Sports Network, streaming worldwide on YouTube, Facebook, regionsports.com, and the IHSAA Champions Network. We come to you tonight from Crown Point High School as the Region Sports Network presents the Portage Indians taking on the host Crown Point Bulldogs in a boys soccer showdown. I'm Calvin Malayer, now the play-by-play for tonight's game. Thank you for joining us here on this rainy Wednesday evening. And these are two teams who are trying to find their footing in the Duneland Conference. Each have won one game apiece and have lost the game in conference play. Crown Point's lone win on the season actually was a conference match. Meanwhile, Portage 2-3 overall. They're trying to bounce back and, make a run here as these two teams find themselves in 4th and 5th place respectively in the Duneland standings. Let's take a look at the game night forecast brought to you by our friends at Economy Electric Heating and Cooling. And tonight's forecast is a rainy 66 degrees. It's expected to stop within the next 45 minutes or so. We hope that obviously the lightning stays away from us. Obviously, we can play throughout rain, but lightning becomes a bigger issue. Light humidity, and it feels like is 63 degrees outside. That's the game night forecast brought to you by Economy Electric Heating and Cooling, keeping you cool in the summer and cozy in the winter. Crown Point and Portage meet yet again, and we're underway as the Bulldogs immediately on their heels already. Good pressure being applied here by Portage, and our first foul of the game. We'll go to Macias. Crown Point in the red tops, white bottoms. Portage in the white tops, black bottoms. These two sides met a year ago, as they always do in conference play, on September the 4th of 2024. Crown Point was victorious 4-0. A 3-goal second half. Pulled it away after an early strike from the Bulldogs. That was a match that took place in Portage. And the scene shifts here in 2025. Early chance here. And the back line plays it well by Crown Point. First touches of the game for Liam Bazin, the freshman. Baca keeps possession now, down low to Dustin Dupuis. Outside the 18, Babcock drives it in and out of play. So Portage, 2-3 overall, 1-1, 5th place in the Duneland. Both these teams, same record-wise in conference play. However, Crown Point's allowed fewer goals in league competition than the Portage Indians. Portage has played some of their better ball, though, as of late. They started the season 0-2. They've won 2 of their last 3 matches so far. And they're on an attack here early on. It was Briseño kept alive near the corner flag. And it will be Portage ball. They've split their last 2 matches with Munster and Griffith. There's a good counter here forming for Crown Point. Numbers here. It's Babcock. That's a great save, though, by Thomas. At least it appeared that way. It's going to be ruled a penalty. So Crown Point a chance here to break the scoring seal early in this one. We're not even 3 full minutes in. It was Sebastian Plumer, the senior, who was on at pregame, who was attacking with that right foot of his. And we'll see who will take it. And it will be Plumer. He's yet to record a goal this season, but the first chance belongs to him. 2 minutes and 45 seconds into the match. The senior right footer Makes it 1-0 Crown Point.
Crown Point goal scored by number 10, Sebastian Plummer.
His first goal of the season comes 2 minutes and 45 seconds into his senior night. And a team that has scored plenty of goals, but have struggled on the defensive side, get an early strike on a great counterattack that was built from the back. Now immediately here comes Portage the other way. That one's played well. Plumer a challenge, and he wins that ball back for Crown Point. Bulldogs 1-4-1 here in 2025. Their lone win of the season came in its second match, which took place in mid-August against Michigan City, where they won 8-0. Since then, they've dropped 3 of their last 4. They do have a tie in there, 1-1 tie to Munster. But they've played in a lot of close matches as of late. They've dropped consecutive 2-1 matches to Lake Central, a conference foe, and North Central. And the team that finished second in the DAC last year find themselves middle of the pack here early on, but a chance to get above 500 in the league, and they're off to a good start here. Up 1-0 on the Plumer penalty. That's a great ball here now. It's Ryan Scanlon the other way. Cuts it back. Options there. Both players go down. Play on, says the referee. Portage obviously frustrated. They were hoping for a penalty, or at least a foul at the very least, as that was on the edge of the area and developing quickly for the Indians. Townsend for Baca. Looking for options right. And it will be a throw-in for Crown Point. Rain really coming down here. It's a light drizzle during the senior night ceremonies pregame for Crown Point. Baca winding up. Good right foot got in there. It was Esteban Macias, and another foul. And Hazel is down in some pain right in front of us. And it was contact to the head, so they're going to stop the clock to check him out. He says he's fine, but he's going to have to come out at least for the time being. So the first sub of the night. And it'll be Postgame Maestorowski, the freshman who enters. Good freshman campaign in the midfield. And Ryan Scanlon resumes this one. It's Plumer who just had the goal. Looks right. A little sloppy foot there. Babcock loses possession. Yeah, look at Portage. They want to run quick. Speed is the name of their game. And they were trying to counter quickly. And just matriculating the ball down the line. Crawl on the throw-in. It's Scanlon. Lost possession. Good work from Nate Townsend, the senior, wearing the armband this evening for Michael Bazin's program. One of the many seniors that was honored pregame as well. Babcock gets tied up with Macias. Official telling him knock it off and to play on. Townsend, good through ball if he's onside. It's an opportunity for Plumer. Waits at the edge of the area and gives it up. Yeah, that's a good clearance there from Portage. Kraut centers one. Castellejon looking for options. Turnover again, another counter here. They've gone quickly in transition. Baca stretches it out for Plumer. Nate Townsend now. Looking for support. Townsend finds someone with Bazin. Baca now. Nearly 10 minutes in. Trying to make it a 2-goal advantage here early on. Plumer in a battle. And he loses. That was good work. In back from Portage. The options are still there. Townsend lobs in. It's a great ball. But Dustin Depew just loses the handle on it as the rain really comes down. Townsend wins that back. Nate Townsend draws the foul. Nine minutes in. And Nate Townsend, right-footed. Several red shirts in the area, but it's headed away. Down the line now, it's Babcock again. Edge of the area. Centers one. That's punched away. It's the keeper, Thomas, who came out there. That's a great ball down the line. Briseño racing after it. And just out of his reach. 10 minutes in on this Wednesday night here in Crown Point, Indiana. Only one shot so far in the game. It was the penalty kick taken and converted by Sebastian Plumer. First goal of the season comes on his senior night. And a Crown Point team that has scored more goals than they've allowed this season, yet find themselves 1-4-1. Have an early edge here. It's a great job by Martin Minnick to win that ball back for Crown Point on that far touchline. Townsend lost his footing. And there's options here. A long strike. And that one just misses right. Nearly a great equalizing goal from Portage. And their first shot of the game came oh so close to equalizing it here 11 minutes in. Crowell down the line looking for options. Possession's kept alive by Macias. Looking to switch it, and there was only one option in the area, but Sunderland, the keeper, comes down and collects. Macias again. Centers one in. It's Briseño. Couldn't really get a clean strike on the ball. He's the one who had that shot a couple of moments ago. That was angling for the top right corner, but just drifted away. It's a good challenge there. And Depew wins that ball back. Crowell the last touch. Depew. For Nate Townsend. And the one area where Portage has struggled this year is Depew on the prowl again. Caleb Rogers centers one home. Still there for Crown Point. Yeah, shot that never really had eyes for the cage. Gets cleared away. And Scanlon. Long pass out in front. And there's Townsend with it. Trying to secure the back right now. Depew. Back for Townsend again. 1 goal advantage here is Depew. Off a great pass from Babcock. Switches it for Plumer. In the area and cleared away by Janos Fideli. Just for a brief moment. Good pressure is being applied here, and eventually Minnick throws one on target. That's an easy save for Quest Thomas. Senior keeper, 32 saves. Scored a career high in saves in the opener against Valparaiso to start this season. It's a stretch where, like we mentioned, Portage began the season 0-2, but they found their footing here in the last couple of matches. Won 2 of their last 3 entering play tonight. A routine save there for Sunblend. And there's offsides. On a slick night, we're talking mid to low 60s. Rain falling down the artificial surface, obviously. You gotta make sure you have your footing here. And that one's gonna be cleared off the line. Well done there by Caleb Rogers. 15 minutes in. 1-0 in favor of Crown Point. A Plumer penalty kick. 3 minutes in. The difference so far in this one. Couple of shots for each side as well. And this is the one where area, a 1-goal deficit right now for Portage, where there's some concern for the team. They've struggled in 1-goal matches over the last couple of seasons. They're 1-2 this year in 1-goal games. But a year ago, they went 0-4. So, some quick math. They went 1-6 over the last 2 years.
Crown Point substitution number 6, Jacob Basil.
In 1-goal games, which is
Dustin Depew.
So tough for a team and plays in a league in which every coach will tell you from top to bottom, every match in the league is going to be close. Sure, there'll be a handful of exceptions, but you have to win a battle for a full 80 minutes and possibly more. Scanlon surveying, drives one home, and it's Sunblend with an easy catch. Oh man, Basil nearly won that ball against 2 defenders. He's in pursuit. Good pass there from Jaden Johnson. Minnick Now Townsend. Oh, the ball movement here. Baca creating space. Retains it. Now it's Basil. Looking inside for Bazin. And it's cleared away from the moment from the back. Jaden Johnson again. These two teams, middle of the pack in the Newlands, still obviously plenty of time for these two teams to climb the standings. But this is a crucial match tonight. Crucial win on the line for both these teams. Each side a win and a loss in league play. Crown Point surrendered just 2. Now with the Plumer goal, Portage has allowed 6 in their near 2.5 conference matches at this point. Near the corner flag, the pass intended for Basil. It's out of touch. Baca now. After a careless pass, Plumer, edge of the 18. That was just better defensive work from Portage that time. They clean up what would have been a disastrous mistake right near their own area. Hazel in retreat against Scanlon. It's a good pass and a good cross in. And losing his footing and trying the foul, I should say. It's commanded by Baca. Against Victor Bersenio, the junior, who has been red hot this season. He has scored 2 goals 3 separate times this year already against Maryville, Munster, and Griffith. You want to make sure he doesn't get going. Otherwise, you could cause many issues for a team. Here's Castrillejon. And turns into a wild shot attempt with no luck there. Only 1 shot on target so far for Portage. They've generated more chances than Crown Point since the goal, just 2 minutes and 45 seconds into the game. It's Minnick again. Plumer with support. And the through ball cleared away. It's Bersenio. Option right. Angling back in. Cross there. Deflected away for the moment. And they avoid the pressure for a brief moment. It's a great job there. Now it was Mattingly who stuck out his right foot, closed off the passing lane. And now Plumer trying to get around Santos. And Santos, a much-needed clear. As they try to get bodies back in to the defensive third. Halfway through this first half. 1-0 Crown Point. Sebastian Plumer. A penalty kick in the bottom right corner of the net. 2 minutes, 45 seconds in. The only tally on the scoreboard. This matchup of 1-1 teams trying to get above 500. And join Valparaiso, Chesterton, and Lake Central as teams with 2 wins in conference play at this point in the Newland standings. It's going to be a fun race this fall to see who takes home the conference crown. And there's a turnover here. Played well. Good work. Manley's been busy last couple of minutes. Sends it away. Townsend helps secure the 50-50 ball. Accelerates. Right by Scanlon. Store of Sky. Plumer. Lost the touch there. Portage battles for it. Briseno now. The attacking third doesn't have numbers or options. Now a 2-on-3, centering one. And the collision at the edge of the box. And it will be a foul given. Crown Point avoids any ease there. So tough for Victor Briseno, who didn't really have any options to roam with. Maisel. Maestro Scott sends one through, and Basil just doesn't have the legs to get to it in time. Nate Townsend, long strike, and not really close. Mayor Pete Land and the Crown Point Pace Department are proud to support Crown Point Bulldog Athletics and say, go Bulldogs! Crown Point remains dedicated to preserving history, celebrating everyday life, providing the best in-city services, and encouraging smart growth. Visit Bulldog Park Friday, September 12th for movie nights with the Crown Point Library. Join us for a free showing of Moana 2. Gates open at 7 p.m. The movie begins at 7:30 p.m. Briseno and Scanlon. And that could be a bookable offense, and it is to Scanlon. Made no real intent to play the ball. At least that's what it's being described as. To him, clear shove in the back. He has words for the officials. He trots off the field. Yeah, number of substitutions enter. Townsend still there, and that one rides up and out. Maestro Sky, the try. He has 2 goals already. Would have been his 3rd. Townsend wins that 50-50 ball off the goal kick. Handball keeps it with the Bulldogs. Their lone win on the season, a conference opener against Michigan City. 8-0 victory. 6 different players recorded a goal in the win. Townsend likes to go short. Maestro Sky with the left foot centers one in. Still there. They battle for it as Kaiser races towards the corner flag and loses possession. First time we've called Carson Kaiser's name tonight, the junior. Crowd to throw it in. Head away for the moment. Townsend. It's played well from the back. And cleared. A couple more substitutions will enter as we near the 30-minute mark here in this one. Crown Point, 15 goals now on the season following the goal by Plumer in the 3rd minute. Averaging 2.3 goals a match entering tonight's game against Portage. The 8-goal effort against Michigan City really helps the numbers and makes it a very interesting storyline. As Macias will take the free kick. Right-footed. And it's worth 3 points on Fridays, but tonight's worth 0. Doesn't really come close. Townsend looks to go short. Hits it back though. Plumer. Good move here. Still there for the Bulldogs. Center one man is there, and it's a good save. It was Kaiser on the receiving end of a brilliant piece from the outside of the box. Would have made it 2-0 and given Crown Point a very comfortable edge going into the halftime. And look at Kaiser putting that ball back. Basil. Plumer. We'll check that rather. Manly a late run. Kaiser has to be careful against Scanlon. Kaiser again with it. Good ball in. And centering one is Babcock. He goes behind the net. 10 minutes left here in the first half. Still 1-0. As these two sides want to make up ground in Doolin play. Portage trying to make it consecutive wins in Doolin play after dropping their conference opener to Valparaiso. Their lone league win, Maryville 3-0 back on August 27th. They need to rally here after the Plumer goal on the penalty kick. 3 minutes in, find themselves behind by 1, an area that we discussed earlier. There's been trouble for them. 1-2 this year in 1-goal matches, but last year, much different case. They went winless in 4 separate 1-goal games. Rosenio plays that over his head, looking for Scanlon. Kaiser Baca trying to secure the back right now. Townsend squeezes through 2. Kaiser, edge of the area here, looking for an angle. It's cut off. It will be a corner. Opportunity for a set piece here for Crown Point. Haven't seen a true set piece from them yet in this one. Townsend will take it. In swinger. Bodies flying, and somehow Wes Thomas lands on the ball. Good support. You had Mattingly in the area. Kaiser was there too. Scanlon. And Kraut. Fans on it. Trying to keep it alive and just get rid of it. He does. But Nate Townsend's on the receiving end for Crown Point. Headed away. Bulldogs leading here by 1 on their senior night. Pre-game ceremony was held after the conclusion of the JV match. Going to send their seniors out on a high note. And it'll be one they will certainly never forget, playing in a good pouring rain. It's Macias. As the rain really picks up now. Townsend lost the handle. Foul, rather, should say. Briseno there, and we'll get to that one in time. It's also raining sideways too, so we'll see how this impacts. Wind is a slight factor. We mentioned in our game time forecast at the start of the day, presented by our friends at Economy Electric Heating and Cooling. 9-mile-per-hour winds. Having trouble clearing that one. It's Tasevsky. Thankfully, he has some friendly shirts around him to clean it up. Here's now Briseno. Wins that ball back. He's been busy so far, trying to generate chances. It's still there for a moment. It's eventually cleared out by Crown Point. Long through ball headed away. It's a good feed from Baca. They have Plumer open. Mattingly, edge of the 18. Lost it though. Play on, says the official. Scanlon up for Briseno. Scanlon. He said his pocket picked right there by Manny Baca. One of those do-it-all guys from Michael Bazin's team. Another senior who was honored pregame this evening. Family, friends, walking with the players in attendance. There's Babcock. Centers one. It was Plumer there, would have been for his second. But in theory, wouldn't have counted. It is offsides. It's one of those nights where with all the rain pouring down, wind becoming a factor, you really know what to expect. You know, if you're Crown Point, you're thankful that you grabbed that lead early when it was a light drizzle. Crown Point, was that a handball? No, says the official. He was madly trying to play it in and trying to win a 50-50 ball. Babcock, good footwork. Plumer. Yeah, Babcock will be whistled. 2 minutes, 22 seconds left in the first half and counting. As the rain continues to fall. Pew. Baca now. There's Townsend in the middle. Townsend gets it back. Babcock. That's a great job. Jared Crowell clears that one away. Babcock seemingly looked like he was going to go one-on-one with the keeper and Quest Thomas. The defender was there. It'll be another corner.
Why did we lose power to that?
For Crown Point. Minute 20 left and counting. As the scoreboard has lost power, so play is halted for a moment. They figure out how much time is left here in the first half.
Why did the scoreboard just lose power?
Nolan Babcock. Is the first option. Maestorowski. Popped up in the air. Still there for a brief moment, but a good breakout here. Or so we thought. Scanlon trying to weave one in for Briseno. The Pew trying to find a teammate to make a run. No one was really there. And Jaden Johnson secures the back line. Outside the area. That strike came from Bazin and was off target. It'll be another goal kick inside what we'd assume is the final minute now at this point. There's one goal so far, and that will be the first half. So Crown Point, the lone goal on the board. Sebastian Plumer, his 3rd-minute penalty kick, and the first goal of his season is the difference so far. We'll take a break. We'll have some halftime notes and numbers for you when you come back. You are watching Game Night on the Region Sports Network, the only game in town.
It's time for the Commissioner's Corner, an exclusive weekly conversation about Indiana high school sports with the Commissioner of the IHSAA, Paul Neidig. Now for an up-to-the-minute report about what's happening in the constantly changing world of high school sports, here's Coach Bob Lovell with Commissioner Paul Neidig.
Welcome back, everyone, to our weekly conversation with the Commissioner of the IHSAA. This week we're honored to have Robert Falcons, Assistant Commissioner, the IHSAA. One of his primary responsibilities is to direct the football championships. And Robert, thanks for taking time. Congratulations to everybody on a great first week last Friday.
Absolutely. It's always fun. People get excited about that first week of football, and to the credit of everyone around the state of Indiana, we had a great first week.
I think people would be curious, how many teams compete in football in our state?
We have 317 teams that compete in the tournament.
317 teams. How many kids?
Oh boy, that's we're about 18,000. I think that's the number, about 18,000. It's one of the larger sports that we have with respect to participation.
That's interesting. I'm not so sure nationwide that the numbers are going up. We're led to believe that numbers are leveling off or going down in football, so that's encouraging for the state of Indiana.
Absolutely. We a few years ago with the concussion and then COVID, we had a dip in participation that's come up. It's leveling off. It's getting back to where it was prior to those two instances, and our coaches are doing a great job. Kids are coming out. They're having fun, and of course the play is so good now.
The play is so good, and the other thing that I think people have to understand and recognize is that it's one of the more galvanizing activities for a community and a school system is those Friday night lights types of situations where pregame, postgame, all the things that are going on. It's an event everywhere around the state.
Absolutely. I was at a game on Friday night. They've got the band going on. They've got food trucks. There's barbecue. There's tailgating. You said it correctly. It is a community event. It's one that galvanizes the entire community on both sides, home and visitors, and it's a great way to start the school year.
I think in my conversations with Paul Condrey and others who are knowledgeable of high school football in our state, the consensus seems to be that this is in all six classes, there seems to be no clear-cut favorite going into the start, that it may be as wide open as we've seen in years.
Yes, sir. And again, that has a lot to do with how well our coaches prepare our kids, how they coach them and make them ready to play. Again, football is really, really good across all classes, across all locales, and everybody has a chance to win, which is the beautiful thing in Indiana.
Robert Falcons joining us. We're talking about high school football. All right, week number 2, all the coaches, all the experts tell you that the greatest amount of progress is from week 1 to week 2. And why do we think that is?
Well, because in that first week we see a lot of jitters. At the game that I went to on Friday, they had 17 kids starting out of 22 positions that had never played a down of varsity football. So that learning curve was going to be pretty steep in that game, and you could see it. But between week 1 and week 2, coaches go back and address those issues that they saw in game 1, perfect them, and then that result during week 2. It's phenomenal change, and that's if you're a coach, you're happy with it. If you're a fan, you're happy. If you're a player, you're really, really satisfied that you can apply what you've been taught and learned, and make some plays in the right times.
Week number 2, some great matchups across the state. I know you and the staff, your colleagues are out throughout the week. And we don't want to slight the other fall sports. It's a very busy time for everybody around the state in high school athletics.
Absolutely, and Friday is normally the day that all everything else is put on hold for football, and it garners a lot of attention. You got the band. It is a huge. You said it before. It's a huge community event, and everyone wants to participate. We put on a good show. The band does a great job. The cheerleaders are phenomenal. It is like you said. It's a great experience, and certainly one that people certainly enjoy.
Week number 2 of high school football coming up. Robert Falcons from the IHSAA. Robert, thank you so much. I appreciate the time. Be safe on the highways this weekend.
Yes, sir. You do the same. We'll see you out.
Thanks for listening to The Commissioner's Corner with IHSAA Commissioner Paul Neidig and Coach Bob Lovell. And thank you for your continued support of the high schools in your community.
Welcome back. Mayor Pete Land and the Crown Point Pace Department are proud to support Crown Point Bulldog Athletics and say, Go Bulldogs! Crown Point remains dedicated to preserving history, celebrating everyday life, providing the best in-city services, and encouraging smart growth. Visit Bulldog Park Friday, September 12th for movie nights with the Crown Point Library. Join us for a free showing of Moana 2. Gates open at 7 p.m. The movie begins at 7:30 p.m. Kevin Malater enjoying your company here on a rainy Wednesday night here in Crown Point, Indiana. Some halftime notes for you. This is about as even of a match as you can possibly get at the high school level. Scoreboard says 1-0 in favor of Crown Point. We'll get to the goal in a moment. But the shots in tally so far, by our count, we have 5-5 for each side, and each team with one shot on goal as well through the first 40 minutes of play. That's pretty even you can get. A couple of notes on the scorebook. Ryan Scanlon picks up a yellow card for Portage there late in the first half, but the only blemish on the scoreboard so far for that Portage defense. And Quest Thomas, their keeper, the Plumer penalty kick goal 2 minutes and 45 seconds in. It was the senior's first goal of the season. Right now, he's a candidate for a couple of our upcoming players and plays of the game awards. And make sure to stick with us after the conclusion of tonight's game, where we'll name the Crowell Companies Lantern Man Superhero of the Game. Crowell Companies, the insurance professionals. And don't forget, we'll also name the Boilermakers Local 374 Blue Collar Player of the Game, brought to you by Boilermakers Local 374. Earn while you learn with Boilermakers Local 374. And last but not least, make sure to stay with us as we'll name the Proud Union Home Play of the Game, presented by Ironworkers Local 395. Ironworkers Local 395. Go to ironworkers395.com to start your future as a union ironworker. We'll take our final break. The second half is next. This is Game Night on the Region Sports Network, the only game in town.
At Strachan Van Til, we believe grocery shopping should be simple. Now, shopping is easier than ever with our new and improved website. Find what you need fast. Browse your favorite products, add them to your cart, and check out in just a few quick steps. Choose between convenient in-store pickup or let us handle the heavy lifting. From our shelves to your doorstep, skip the lines, shop your way, and spend more time on what matters most. With our rewards program, enjoy incredible savings and personalized offers every time you shop. Shop online now at strachanvantil.com or download our app today.
Hi, I'm Crowell Company's Lantern Man. If you're a contractor, it's my job to make your insurance coverage simple and affordable. Because I know time is money, I'll come to your business. Certificates and bonds are a snap. Wherever you are, whatever business you're in, we've got you covered. As Crowell Company's Lantern Man, I'm your insurance superhero.
Crowell Company's Insurance Professionals, Highland, Merrillville, and Michigan City.
Thinking about what to do after high school? Consider a career with Boilermakers Local 374. As a Boilermaker apprentice, you'll earn while you learn. We offer excellent wages and benefits, and as part of our no-cost hands-on apprenticeship program, you'll learn from the best in state-of-the-art training centers and on the job. Become a union Boilermaker and get on your way to a great career. Find out more, visit www.local374.org or call 219-845-1000.
From lighting up Friday Night Football to powering the classrooms that shape the students of Lake County, IBEW Local 697 is proud to support our region's schools and the communities we call home. A career as a union electrician could be your next great move. Your next cap might be a hard hat. IBEW Local 697, powering futures, powering the region.
Four Seasons Mechanical proudly serves Northwest Indiana, providing quality, reasonably priced, reliable service. With a quality and comfort guarantee, the professionals at Four Seasons Mechanical offer a wide range of services in heating, ventilation, and air conditioning. Whether it's residential or commercial, Four Seasons Mechanical is there 24/7. To find out more, the website is fourseasonsmechanical.com or give them a call at 219-756-7020. Four Seasons Mechanical, your indoor air quality specialist.
With electrical services from Economy Electric Heating and Cooling, you can radiate the perfect amount of light and energy into your home. From rewiring and code upgrades to ceiling fans, lighting, security, and more, Economy Electric Heating and Cooling's trained electricians will make sure you can enjoy your home on full power all the time. For a free estimate on electrical work, call Economy Electric Heating and Cooling at 219-923-4441, and you can visit them on the web at 4ajobdoneright.com. That's the number 4, ajobdoneright.com.
Mayor Pete Land and the Crown Point Pace Department are proud to support Crown Point Bulldog Athletics and say, go Bulldogs! Crown Point remains dedicated to preserving history, celebrating everyday life, providing the best in-city services, and encouraging smart growth. Visit Bulldog Park Friday, September 12th for movie nights with the Crown Point Library. Join us for a free showing of Moana 2. Gates open at 7 p.m. The movie begins at 7:30 p.m. Calvin Malater and our entire Region Sports Network crew welcome you back to Crown Point High School here as the second half moments away from kicking off. Both teams went and found some covered spots around the stadium, around the high school campus during halftime. Crown Point a little bit later than Portage to get back onto the pitch. Pretty even first half between these two sides, who are even in the standings as well in Duneland play. As right now the lone difference, that Plumer penalty kick in the 3rd minute when she found the back of the net against Quest Thomas to give Crown Point their 1-0 edge after the first 40 minutes. Obviously, big spot in the standings on the line. Sole possession of 4th place at shot to get within the top 4, which puts you in position. Obviously, Portage a little bit more difficult with that loss to Valparaiso in the opener. Valpo, by the way, still have yet to surrender a goal in a conference match this season. Victor Briseño boots it away, and we're here for the second 40 from Crown Point. Bulldogs, the home team, in the red tops with white shorts. Portage, the visitors, in the white shirts, black shorts, and the 3 stripes on the side. As Castrillon wants to switch with Scanlon. Scanlon working that far touchline against Baca. Looking for options. Still there, long strike, and that's wide right from Castrillon. Second shot for him. 6th shot of the game for the visiting Indians. Like we mentioned right off the top, each side 5 shots, each of them a shot on target. One of them found the back, and the other one was a relatively easy save for the Crown Point keeper, Edward Sunbland, one of the seniors who were honored pregame tonight. It is Crown Point senior night. We've seen a lot of senior nights here in the first couple of weeks of the football season. We're now starting to see them in the soccer season as well. Numbers here, and this is developing quickly for Crown Point. Long strike and a goal. Liam Basin makes it 2-0. 90 seconds in. And like the first half, where the first shot on target found the back of the net, the first shot in the second half finds it for Crown Point. And the freshman, who has 2 goals already to his name this season, now has his 3rd and is now tied for the team lead. Bryce Furman, the team leader in goals, entering the night with 3. And now here comes Portage on the attack already. Santos chips it, looking for support. It's Plumer. Had that goal in the opening minutes in this one. Castrillon was out of play. Manning to throw it in. It's Plumer. Townsend looks to switch, and he does. Look at the run on the far sideline. Manny Baca flying by, but that was well played by Jared Crowell, finding an angle to clear it off the line. That was seeming more and more by the second that Manny Baca would have a chance on net there. And ultimately, the window was slammed shut. Corral has made a couple of really good clearance attempts. As a member of the back four this evening. Plumer. And Thomas handles the opportunity with Mattingly sneaking in the back door. Braceno wins it back. It's Scanlon just outside the 18, and that one's deflected away. I believe that was Stoicheski who got his back on it. And Carson Best can't track it down. 2 goals, much tougher to overcome during halftime. The rain, as soon as we went off air for our first break, really started to fall hardest it was all night. As Scanlon's here into the area, takes a hard fall. Play on, says the official. It's Braceno, and now finally they'll halt play. Around the 4-minute, 39-second mark or so. 35-33 left on the clock. Shown on the scoreboard there. We're working on getting that up and working, getting it went out. If you remember, with a couple of minutes left in the first half, it was having some problems with the rain during halftime and how hard of a downpour we were seeing here at Crown Point. As that is Ukin Berboric, who will be escorted off with the help of a member of the training and coaching staff. And he's being tended to right now on that far side. And we'll see who they call on. I believe that's going to be Carson Kaiser who will re-enter. Yes, it will be. He had a really good try and had a good header that was saved late in that first half. And they have no problem handling the opportunity there. Look at Kaiser. Great hustle to win the ball back. Crowell was right there with it. He has it. Plays 1-2 at Bazin, who just scored a few moments ago. Plumer. Good feed. Maestro Sky. And that's a really good challenge. That was Jaden Johnson in. And it halts the chance for a moment. First corner of the second half. Heward Swinger headed away. And eventually Quest Thomas will leap and secure it. And it's a quick counter here. We saw this a lot in the first half. Braceno against Baca. And Baca takes a hard fall there. Let's see if they book Victor Braceno. Yeah, talking to for a moment from the official. Baca limps up and will head on off. So another substitution. Babcock re-enters, and the official, a bad pass there. I'll have to go back and watch the tape on that one and correct some things. There's Townsend. Tries to win it back. Sent near the net, but not really close by Yaksik. Junior, we haven't called his name a whole bunch. He's been a good job, this Crown Point team, at limiting him. He's top 20 in the conference in both goals and assists. Entering play tonight. Santos. And Sunland has no problem with that one. Nearing the 10-minute mark of the second half. Another early goal. Both goals have come within the first 5 minutes combined of each half. The Plumer goal 3 minutes into the game. Basin's strike 2 minutes in to the second half. And now here's Plumer again, and it's cleared well. Give a great save. Believe that was Janos Fadley who got his right boot on it and sent it away. And now here's another corner kick. Mastorovsky goes low. It was there for a moment, but quickly slammed shut, or so we thought. Here's Townsend from 30 yards out. Got deflected down in front. Braseno and Townsend hacking at each other. Another foul on Braseno. It's been a really well-played match from both sides. Opportunities have been there. Especially for Portage. Each side went to the makeshift dressing rooms with 5 shots and a shot on target apiece. Only one found the net. Best has been flying all over the pitch in this one. Finds Casparejon as the rain picks up again. Down the line, Mattingly lets it roll out of play. Oh, how about that effort right there? That was Yaksik. Owen wins that ball back off the throw-in attempt. Bazin bumps Casparejon off the ball. They now look to stretch it out with Babcock. Nolan Babcock. Sent in there. Mastorovsky and Townsend, edge of the area. And that will be a yellow card issued. Right outside the area. And it was Plumer who was sent to the turf. Victor Santos with his first offense of the game. As we officially cross over the 10-minute mark here in the second half. Plumer goal 3 minutes into the first half. And Liam Bazin picks up his third goal of the season to make it 2-0. Bogey Mastorovsky just outside the box will take it. Left-footed. And the 5 guys in the Portage wall handle the chance. And that was well built, that wall. As Storcheski just sends it out, trying to slow down the counter. Try to get some red shirts back in the attacking and defensive third, the Portage attacking third, rather. Crawl. Storchewski and Mattingly will come together. Mattingly throw it in. Baca re-entered, by the way. They're in the last stoppage. Good to see he's okay. Townsend trying to play support for Caleb Rogers. Rogers outmanned there and lost the ball. Kaiser, look at this run here. It's onside. It's Babcock. And he's taken down, but it is offside. Number of good runs for Crown Point. They've certainly, obviously, with a 2-goal advantage, had their chances, but had opportunities to maybe increase that lead. Kaiser heading attempts right at the goal line. Was sent away by Quest Thomas, a really brilliant save, which kept it 1-0 at the time. That would have been a second goal in that first half for Crown Point. It's a completely different story after 40 minutes. Instead, you're thinking 1-0. All the major stat categories are even. This was a winnable match for Portage, and it still very much could be, but they need to find some answers and solutions quickly to their problems, which has been trying to generate any chances here in the second half as winding up that one. And Basin was looking for a second one in this one. He's responsible for what you can qualify as an insurance goal here. 2 minutes in. About 90 seconds in, really, to the half. Baca. Gilbert cuts off the angle. And now here's Best. He can fly, but so can Plumer. And Babcock Castarejon. Resenio trying to spin against Baca. Resenio lost his footing. And there's some shoves. It's Baca and Resenio. And both of them will be given a card there. Baca was already going to be put in the book for that challenge on Resenio. Resenio then shoves the Crown Point senior in the back. He goes in as well. First card for each of them. So now, Saul Zepeda will have the free kick here. Right-footed. Portage. Feel like this could be the answer right here. Crawl's still there. Same with Best. And Mattingly plays that one so well. Except just ran out of open room to clear that one down the line. It's another good chance for Portage, who have scored just 10 goals this season. It's been a struggle for them through 5.5 games at this point when you get those numbers. They've allowed 13 so far. Even their wins, it's been a struggle. Maryville, who finds themselves second to last in the Duneland, have allowed 10 goals in league matches alone. And this Portage side was only able to muster up 3 against them. Obviously, 3-0 scoreline, nothing to scoff at. But from a comparative standpoint, not as much as it could be. That one's cleared away. D'Angelo with the throw-in. This is angling towards the corner flag. And there's a goal kick. And while some substitutions remain, we'd like to remind you that Mayor Pete Land and the Crown Point Pace Department are proud to support Crown Point Bulldog Athletics and say, go Bulldogs! Crown Point remains dedicated to preserving history, celebrating everyday life, providing the best in-city services, and encouraging smart growth. Visit Bulldog Park Friday, September 12th for movie nights with the Crown Point Library. Join us for a free showing of Moana 2. Gates open at 7 p.m. The movie begins at 7:30 p.m. Still 2-0. 17 minutes into the second half. Yes. Caleb Rogers retains possession for Crown Point. Game that was definitely at this point more competitive than the Crown Point Portage soccer match we saw yesterday. Here's Townsend, edge of the area, and drives it wide. Another good opportunity for the senior with the band on. Mean by competitive is these two girls varsity programs, these respective schools met yesterday in Portage. Crown Point won 9-1. Crown Point was up 3-0 by the 14-minute mark in the first half. It was a dominant 80 minutes of soccer for the Bulldog girls varsity soccer team. Boys team out to a good 2-0 start here the following night against the Portage Indians, this time on their home turf though. Maestro-Sky. Tasevsky. And they'll play at the back. Stoicheski. Townsend looking long. It's Estrada. Mattingly looking for options. And it's a throw-in right near the corner flag. Estrada. Townsend has to be careful. There was good pressure late. And right here, Bobby, careful. And that one's played well there. Stoicheski. Scanlon, good pressure. He had to be careful on that near tackle attempt, too. He's already got a yellow card in this one. Mattingly. Maestro-Sky. Babcock now with it. Tasevsky. They're in the halfway point here in the second half. Nearly an hour into this one. It's 2-0 Crown Point. Plumer's penalty kick in the 3rd minute after he was fouled in the box. He converted. It was his first goal of the season. And then 2 minutes in the second half. So 42nd minute overall. The freshman Liam Bazin picked up his 3rd goal of the season. That's where we stand. A couple of grade A chances from Portage in that first half. They've yet to record a good quality chance here in the second half, though. It's 1-0 at the break. And Portage team, even though The returns weren't looking good. Just in terms of the scoreboard. Created a lot of good chances in that first half that you felt they kept finding ways to generate them in the second half. One of them would eventually find the back of the net. Hasn't been the case here, though. Crown Point has turned up the heat on the attacking end of the field and has made it really hard for not only for Portage to retain possession of the ball, but more importantly, try to create anything on the attack. No shots yet in the second half. A free kick that was headed away by a Crown Point player. Otherwise, it could have been the first shot of the half. Babcock trying to win that ball. He doesn't. Crown Point looking for what would be their second win overall on the season. And both of them would be in Newland play. If you take them out of conference, entering the night, they're 0-3-1 in non-conference matches this season. They have lost 3 of their last 4 entering tonight's match. The one non-loss was a 1-1 draw to Munster. So this is a huge opportunity to get back in the win column. Obviously, because it's a conference match, and these are the ones that truly matter. However, non-conference matches, as so many coaches will tell you, is a great way to size up your team, see where they're at, give them some early challenges to get them prepared for the postseason. Here comes Babcock. Nolan Babcock was sent away by Victor Santos. Santos again, blocking up the passing lanes. Estrada whacked at it, and finally Jaden Johnson comes away with it. Rosenio now 2-on-3, turns and looks for an option, and that was played perfectly by Caleb Rogers. Gave the Portage forward no lane at all and no route towards the Crown Point net. Down the line now. It's Bauer, and he earns a corner. Or it's actually a throw-in right near the corner flag, I should say. Townsend will try from distance, and that's a great save. Quest Thomas. Count it probably now 4 grade A saves from him in this match. And that would have been the dagger there from Nate Townsend. Had he put that one in, would have been 3-0 with 16 minutes left. Would have probably done it and secured Crown Point a massive second win in conference play. Hangs around the box. Mattingly going to get a clean strike on it. This now is a corner. Triangle over here. In the same spot as the last one. Great move. Sending one in. Mattingly! 3-0. And that may seal it for the Bulldogs.
4 goals for number 20, Paniati Mattingly.
Second goal of the season. Right place, right time. Dagger. 15-13 left in the match. And it all but basically secures a second win on the season, second conference win for Crown Point. As Briseño just threw something into the vicinity of Sunblend. And the senior keeper foul there on Babcock. Now, even with all the rain pouring down, it is going to be a picture-perfect senior night for this Crown Point team. Barring a miracle with the 14 minutes left to play. Babcock out in front. Bauer has Rogers down the line. And some late subs here. So we're near the 30-minute mark, 70th minute overall in this one. Babcock into the area. Lost one up for Estrada, who heads it over the bar. Kane Estrada, the sophomore, who entered here midway through the second half for some late minutes. And some fresh set of legs. Came very close to what would have been his first goal of his 2025 campaign. Lindsay, Dorian Lindsay. And he wins a foul. Junior who has got a lot of action tonight or most of the season. And can we see one last effort here from Portage? Make it interesting. Add some butterflies to the stomach of Crown Point fans. That one gets deflected. It's right in front of the net, and covering it up is Sunblend. And he just boots it away. Estrada wins it back. Babcock took a shot there off the rear end. He's been in the thick of it this evening. A push there from Townsend. Inside the final 12 minutes from Crown Point. 2 second-half goals to help pull away here for the Bulldogs. A very similar story to when these two teams met last year in Portage. Crown Point victorious 4-0. They scored 1 goal early on in that first half. It was 1-0 at halftime, and then CP put up 3 in the second half to win. And to secure that match, which was played on September 4th, 2024. Is that going to be a penalty? Yes, it will be. Portage has a shot to get on the board here. And we'll see who will take it. It will be Esteban Macias. Just one assist and only one goal in his varsity career, and he sends it high over the bar. He collapses to the ground. Good sportsmanship, though, shown by Nate Townsend. Give him a pat on the back. Macias could have given Portage some late life. Sends it over. And that one nearly was 4. Would have been identical to last year's scoreline. Estrada takes a hearty bump from Macias, who gets one right back from Babcock, who wasn't playing around there when he saw his much smaller teammate, comparatively the size of Macias, take a hearty hit there. And that's something that they were calling immediately for a foul. Both sides were here in that process. Neither given. 4 yellow cards issued, 3 to Portage, 1 to Crown Point. And floats in the air. Belong to Portage as we hit the final 10 minutes in this one. Make sure to stick with us for our post-game show, or we'll name the Crowd Company's Landerman Superhero of the Game, the Boilermakers Local 374 Blue Collar Player of the Game, and the Proud Union Home Player of the Game. A couple of candidates for all 3. Here's Babcock. Back on out for Mattingly. It's Townsend. Full head of steam ahead of him. Nate Townsend gets upended, and it's a penalty. We'll see who elects to take it. Be pretty fitting if it's Townsend. I have Sunland take it. They will. No, they won't. They'll actually send Kane Estrada. No goals this season. Kane Estrada. And the sophomore seals it. Number 4 gives Crown Point goal number 4 on their senior night. And it's happy faces all around here in Crown Point, Indiana. Babcock now. Long try, and Thomas, a good save. That was Basel who let it rip from distance. Minnick throwing into Mattingly. And inside 8 minutes left, you would think at this point, Crown Point will figuratively call off the Dogs. It's a tough break for Portage and a tough night where a lot of good chances in the first half. Only one shot on target in the second half and one official shot. That Macias penalty kick where she sent 10 and 15 feet above the bar. That came with 10 minutes left in the half. Could have made it a 3-1 match at the time, which still unlikely with 10 minutes to play, but certainly not out of it. But then, now 2 minutes later, Kane Estrada truly finishes the job. It'll be a special senior day, one that the many seniors on this Crown Point program will never forget. The pouring rain that surrounded the night, the intense battle that was the first half and still is really the second half, but then 3 goals in the final 40 minutes. To seal the deal, Macias again lifts it over. As at this point, playing for pride, playing for the next match at this point, trying to get you some positive momentum for Portage for their upcoming matches in conference play. As we near the final 5 minutes here in Crown Point, Babcock. It's a clean touch. They're yelling, keep away right now. But Babcock wants no business with it. Trying to play it through. Streaking man from that far side. And Lincoln Wayne was there. Townsend. Him and Jaden, or beg your pardon, Sal Zepeda are colliding. Babcock is offside. Manley down the line. Plumer, who got the scoring started tonight. Babcock trying to angle in towards the area. And for Crown Point, be their second win of the season, and that one sneaks through. Nate Townsend.
Goal, score number 13, Nate Townsend.
I don't think he was expecting that one to go in, and he makes it 5-0. Townsend, who won the Estrada penalty, now with inside of 4 minutes to play, has a senior night goal of his own. And how good that has to feel. He's been trying from distance, a couple of great shot attempts throughout this one. Now, finally enters the score sheet. As Mateo Verduzco enters, the senior off the bench for Portage. Some of his first couple of touches there. The senior forward. Here's Depew again. 1-on-4. Trying to find a safe foot of someone, and that one's just booted away. It's Depew. Down the line. Cuts it in and hits the outside of the cage. So what started as a tightly contested, even played first 40 minutes where it was 1-0 on the Sebastian Plumer penalty kick 3 minutes into the match has now turned into a lopsided senior night in favor of the Bulldogs. They've come alive here in the second half with 4 goals. Final 90 seconds here from Crown Point. Bulldogs already lining up on that far sideline. Getting ready for the post-game handshake line. Sasevsky looking in. Babcock tries to head it in. And Quest Thomas has it under wraps. So Crown Point will advance to 2-4-1, 2-1 in Duneland play. Portage will fall to 2-4 overall, 1-2 in league competition. Final 25 seconds here. All right, stick with us for the post-game show. We have a couple of awards to hand out. And we'll give a brief preview of some football action we'll have for you Friday night here on the Region Sports Network. Stash and Babcock, one final strike, and that will do it. 3 whistles have been blown. And it's a much-needed win for Crown Point. They came in having dropped 3 of their last 4. They get back in the win column. They get to above 500 in Duneland play. And get a feel-good win on their senior night. 5-0 the final. We'll step aside for a couple of moments. When you come back, our post-game show. This is Game Night on the Region Sports Network, the only game in town.
Earn while you learn from the best hands in the business. The Bricklayers Allied Craftworkers for Indiana Kentucky Apprenticeship. That's right, this is a paid apprenticeship.
I'm getting an education while learning a trade and getting paid for it.
The thing that surprised me the most about this apprenticeship program is the respect I have received after the proper time and training.
Classes start soon, so apply now. There are training centers throughout Indiana and Kentucky. We are the Bricklayers and Allied Craftworkers for Indiana Kentucky Apprenticeship. The best hands in the business.
Calling all current and future homeowners in the Northwest Indiana area. Whether you're buying or selling, Brent Wright is here to make your real estate journey smooth and successful. With years of experience, personalized service, and a deep knowledge of the market, Brent will help you find the perfect place or get the best deal for your property. Call today at 219-406-7195 and take the first step toward your real estate goals. Contact Brent Wright, the right way to buy and sell real estate.
The Athletic Performance Factory is Northwest Indiana's premier athletic training center. The 40,000 square foot state-of-the-art facility features batting cages, a sand training room, a new outdoor turf infield, and so much more. Check out the facility for one of their daily classes at 3150 45th Street in Highland. Interested in signing up for team workouts or individual lessons? Check out their website at trainapf.com or contact them at 219-750-1087. Athletic Performance Factory, where athletes are made.
Flip the switch, a light turns on. Press the button, machines and instruments come to life. Touch the screen, communicate with the world. Simple tasks, guaranteed results, every second of every day. That's the power of power. And that's the power brought to you by the Nika contractors and electrical workers of Local 531.
Blythe's Team Sports in Valparaiso is a leader in athletics apparel and equipment sales. With in-house production including screen printing, trophies, embroidery, and more, Blythe's can help you to create the perfect look. For more information, visit them online at teamblythes.com. Blythe's Team Sports in Valparaiso, where the athletes shop.
Postgame show is here, which means it's time to name the Kraut Company's Lantern Man Superhero of the Game. Kraut Company's, the insurance professionals. And the Kraut Company's Lantern Man Superhero of the Game tonight was Nate Townsend, the senior for Crown Point, who had a goal with 4 minutes to play in the second half, but he was everywhere. Couple of great through balls, couple of assists as well, and ultimately just a great all-around effort for him on both the attacking and defensive halves. Picked up his second goal of the season late there after a brilliant strike from well outside the area. He had a couple of good shots on target as well. They just were saved. And speaking of saves, it's time to name the blue-collar player of the game, brought to you by Boilermakers Local 374. Boilermakers Local 374. Earn while you learn with Boilermakers Local 374. And the blue-collar player of the game tonight was Quest Thomas, the Portage keeper, who was kept really busy, especially in that second half. Couple of crucial saves, which kept the game at a 1-0 scoreline for the longest time. Unfortunately for him, the back line kind of fell in that second half. And there's only so much you can do as a goalkeeper sometimes when you're hung out to dry. But either way, props to him. He played a great game tonight in net for the Indians and hope to see him succeed the rest of the year. And last but certainly not least, it's time to name the Proud Union Home Play of the Game, presented by Ironworkers Local 395. Ironworkers Local 395. To find out how you can become an Union Ironworker, visit ironworkers395.com. And tonight's Ironworkers 395 Play of the Game was the goal for Panioti Mattingly, a header which was set off from a brilliant cross from the outside edge of the area into the back left post where Mattingly was there to head it in. It was the third goal, and the goal that ultimately was the dagger. It came 25 minutes in, or I beg your pardon, 25 minutes in, rather, to the second half. I can't read my own handwriting at this point, ladies and gentlemen. My apologies. 25 minutes into the second half, made it a 3-0 lead for Crown Point. At the time, they'd obviously tack on 2 more. So that's going to do it for our soccer coverage this week, but stay with us, though, on the Region Sports Network. Friday night, we got 3 great football games on tap for you. Starting off with a top 10 matchup between 9th-ranked Michigan City and our 6th-ranked Chesterton Trojans. And then LaPorte hopes to bounce back after last week's loss against 7th-ranked Valparaiso, who are 0-2, by the way, for the first time since 2018. That'll be an audio-only broadcast for you as Valparaiso makes the trip to LaPorte. But that's a big-time game as conference play opens up. And last but not least, Portage, the Indians football team, on the road at Lake Central. Those two teams will battle in the conference openers. Those are 3 really fun games as conference play is finally here. As many coaches will tell you, we've talked with both these coaches, they all would agree that, hey, conference play is a new season. Certainly the case for Friday Night Football as well. We hope you can join us as we'll have not only those 3 games, but extensive pre- and post-game coverage on the Region Sports Network. But for us here at Crown Point tonight, the Bulldogs are victorious. They improved to 2-4-1, 2-1 in Duneland play. They remain in the top 4 in the league. Portage falls to 2-4. They go down to 1-2, but would still stay around the 5th and 6th place spot. Still room for them to catch up and build with several games to play. Special thanks go out to our executive producer, Chris Ramirez, our operations manager, Rich Castillo, sales manager, Heather Ames, our coordinating producer, Zach Miller, our sports director, Mike Dewan, our on-site producer does a great job, Zach Zanelli, our awesome cameraman, Martin Murillo Jr., who had to stay inside today throughout all the rain. It's always a plus to stay dry. Special thanks to the coaches of each team, Matt Pilecki of Portage, Michael Bazin of Crown Point, the athletic directors, Brett St. Germain for Portage, and Bill Derula of Crown Point. And last but certainly not least, a special thank you to our viewers on Facebook/Region Sports Nation, YouTube/Region Sports, and regionsports.com. I've been Kevin Later. Thank you so much for watching Game Night on the Region Sports Network, the only game in town.